Hi, Gregor.
Yes, it's recording. So good. Gregor, thank you very much for joining me today. It's a pleasure to talk to you. And
Thanks for having me.
yes, I think we met a few times in RBS Accelerator on different meetings. And I heard you speaking about your business on the last one and how you've been coping with the impact of lockdown on your business. So I would love to start straight from this point. Do you feel that now it's better because we are not anymore on the lockdown? Does it help? Did it help you kind of get back on track?
The coming out of the lockdown, has that helped? It's been much the same. Unfortunately, our customer base comprises of the kind of premium on-trade, so bars, restaurants, hotels. Unfortunately, these guys are the worst affected. So, yeah, we're still lacking a considerable amount of volume through there, but we've still got the e-commerce platform, which has kind of been a blessing in disguise when lockdown first happened. So yeah, we've not seen any sort of difference really. We're just seeing the first kind of high-end bars and restaurants open their doors again, which is really exciting. But I mean, as you'll know, it's still very risky time, and rolling lockdowns might affect it. So yeah, at the moment we're just kind of sitting still, taking every day as it comes and trying to not overextend ourselves.
Basically hanging in there as all of us, right? I was wondering where I can buy your soda.
So we're predominantly online at this stage. Yeah, we never really had an e-commerce platform before, or it definitely wasn't well used. So yeah, we're predominantly online at the moment, and that goes for our trade accounts as well. We've just got one listing with a wholesaler, and we're just taking it easy this year. But you should still be able to grab us in kind of all the best cafe and brunch spots around Glasgow, Edinburgh, and we're just starting to move up into Dundee, Aberdeen, and down in London as well. So
exciting.
Yeah, we're slowly getting there as well. We just started shipping to the Netherlands as well, which is really exciting. So we've got some amazing new stockists there. Yeah, in a nutshell, online is the best way to get hold of all the Scottish seasonals as well that we do.
I tried to Google your social media. I couldn't find any. Do you have Instagram or something like that?
So we're all over Instagram. Yeah, so Rapscallion_Soda for Instagram. Facebook, Rapscallion Soda, one word, capitals in the soda. So yeah, we're all over the place. If you dig deep enough, you can find it.
Okay, I will try. What about Tesco and Sainsburys and big supermarkets? Have you been considering to be presented there?
No, it doesn't really fit into our kind of commercial plan right now. So for us, it's really important to kind of build that relationship with the small independent businesses. Not only the businesses that we collaborate with other producers, predominantly in Scotland, but in the north of England as well. But yeah, I mean, who knows in this current climate what's going to happen in the next 6 to 18 months. But yeah, supermarkets, we're in talks with a couple at the moment. But at the moment, it's not a priority for us. For us, it's about kind of working with small, premium, high quality operators. And yeah, as we start to spread through the EU as well, it's important that we keep kind of price parity, which is really hard in drinks. If you know anything about how the whiskey or spirits or soft drinks world works, that very quickly it just becomes a numbers game, and you're trying to survive off pennies. So yeah, not yet listed in Tesco, and not desperate to. Definitely maybe 2022, 23, I think, when everything calms down a little bit.
Could I ask you why? Is it like, I don't understand, you want to build this relationship with smaller, more independent companies, but why not big supermarkets?
I guess one, it's because we're a couple of years away from being able to compete on price with the likes of, say, San Pellegrino. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone assumes that getting a listing with a supermarket's the kind of holy grail. But very quickly it can make or break your business. And for us, we've built such a kind of fervent following in the grassroots of Glasgow and the lowlands of Scotland that we want to kind of emulate that definitely around the UK, in Europe, and in Asia for as long as possible. I think as soon as you've got availability in supermarkets, then you lose a bit of that competitive edge. And actually, our customer base seems to enjoy us that we are kind of naughty little secret, that, yeah, I think supermarkets just comes a little bit later in our sort of personal journey.
So I never been working with any product-based businesses myself, so I never had any product-based businesses, but I really would love to try. So what kind of pros and cons of selling products and not services?
Ooh, very good question. I guess for us, I mean, I came from the service industry, so I used to do a lot of consultancy for your big spirit companies, a lot of flavor development for individuals as well. We actually built Rapscallion off the back of kind of running festivals and bars and doing a lot of drink specific development in order to ease speed of service, consistency, looking at waste reduction. But where I struggled, Anna, was just how to scale that. That I see fascinating ways in which other companies are utilizing online. So whether that's kind of using type forms or trying to cut away a lot of that email tennis that goes back and forth. But yeah, for me, with what I was trying to achieve, which has always been kind of fresh fruit forward drinks and extracting flavor from raw ingredients, there was just struggles in how to emulate that as a service. So I would say that, the benefits of being a product is that as soon as you get the core foundations right, then it's just a case of kind of making more and more and more. And processes are kind of easier to layer on top of one another. And ultimately, I was always guilty of offering a service to everyone. And although that worked quite well on a client, side of things, it was very hard to scale. You know what it's like, that every business has very unique problems, and it was my job to answer all those problems. And that in itself was extremely hard to do at scale. It was hard to build a team. It was hard to have a consistent revenue stream. So yeah, that's kind of why it was a slow transition for us. So we still do a little element of service in the sense that we help small companies get products to market. I help them with the new product development stage and commercial scalability. But it's just become less and less of a kind of core revenue stream of Rapscallion. Just as we've grown in the product, we can just make more and more, and we're only now starting to see basic economies of scale, which is really exciting. It has been tough with fresh fruit drinks.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting when you like basically produce something. It's not service which you provide, right? It's you create your creator of the product, your maker. I don't know. For me, I have chills when I'm thinking about being able to produce something, to make something by basically my hand, and give it away to other person to kind of use it. So, and especially to eat it or to drink. I don't know. For me, it's something very special. How all the manufacturing processes work. How did you establish them? Did you have already connection with some manufacturer facilities, or did you build your own, or you do it in your spare room? How does it organize?
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. So our main point of difference, especially in soft drinks, is that we're completely vertically integrated. That in itself, although it sounds fancy, has been a long time in the making. We tried an outsourced model before, but the quality was just never there. Inconsistency, problems with packaging, communication was always a nightmare. So I made an early decision in 2018 just to keep everything in-house, purely because it gives us far more accountability on a product, but it also allows me to be we've just got that security of supply that we couldn't get elsewhere. So yeah, we've got a facility in the Gorbals in Glasgow, so a little industrial trading estate, one of these little railway arches, which is great. So everything happens on site there. So we've got a little team of 4 of us. We kind of split it into our kind of juicers and then our front of house staff. So we've got a great little production team right now. But yeah, from everything from the lemon coming into site to getting in juiced, prep, processed, then blended, carbonated, canned, pasteurized, labeled, and then out the door. But yeah, and as far as where that kind of started, so I've got a background in the wine industry. So I left to live in New Zealand at age 21, 22, a long time ago. And I've always been involved in drink production. So although I was a young bar owner in New Zealand at 24, but I was too kind of young and energetic and a little bit stupid if I look back on it now. So we tried the service model. It was always drinks production. That was my passion. And I've just jumped in and out of kind of spirit production, beer production. And definitely by the time that I came back home, like I said, we were doing little consultancy gigs and a lot of recipe development for big brands. But it actually came from consumer demand that it was high time to actually put our own label on it and push that forward. So yeah, I think that's kind of us in a nutshell. Little bit of wine industry, and to be honest, a lot of Rapscallion is just pure R&D or pure trial and error. There was no run sheet in soft drinks. You know, that's the daft thing. It's hardly as if Coca-Cola or Schweppes are giving away their trade secrets. So yeah, for the first 18 months, it was largely trial and error. And actually the hardest thing with especially the way that we manufacture drinks is that I've stolen all the best parts of brewing and winemaking and effectively put it into water. So by that, it's just really allowed us to really harness all that flavor and aroma without the need just to absolutely swamp it with sugar and anything artificial whatsoever. So that in itself has taken a lot of time, and definitely even at the stage that we were ready to get it all signed off by a local food authority, that itself was the hardest thing. Just the amount of lab testing and compliance certificates that you need to get was extremely hard, purely because again, back in 2018, I just put my foot down and said that we refuse to use preservatives or artificial colors, flavorings, and anything that you can't pronounce is never going to be on the back of our label. So yeah, trying to get that past people in an industry where that's just a standard. You know, you're blending with pasteurized ingredients that are full of preservatives. So yeah, going against the grain has been the challenge.
Well done. By the way, I love the design of your cans. I think it's awesome. Who was the creator of the design?
So I work closely with Freytag Anderson. So it was about a 3-4 month project. Worked very closely with the 2 founders there. I can't even remember how many editions that we went through, but I've always got a clear idea of what I want. And I feel quite privileged to work with a design agency like those guys. It took a long time for us to get on the same wavelength, but as soon as we were, the design's been extremely well received. So we got a global silver medal for soft drinks behind Pepsi.
Yeah, it does look amazing. Could you share contacts of those guys with me? About all these certificates and kind of approval from government you need to get all food and drinks industry, how long is the process? So from the beginning to basically the time when you can sell it out, so you start getting all this approval and you're ready to go and sell your products. How long did it take to you for you?
So it really depends, Anna. So there's a couple of ways to approach it. If it's just the liquid that you're interested in and you'd like to get a product to market quickly, it's definitely worthwhile tying in with another manufacturer who's got their site compliant and then got their processes compliant. If you're in a rush, that's the best way to do it. I mean, you could, I guess theoretically, if you had the money to push a project through, you could get a product on supermarket shelves, in theory, in 3 to 9 months. For the way that we did it, you're definitely looking at over a year. It's such it's a big investment, in time, in emotion, things. Yeah, you've really got to be in it to win it if you want to get your hands dirty and start building a unit. So yeah, 18 months for us, and yeah, we tend to recommend that with a lot of clients that we deal with, especially the small companies who are wanting to do something similar. Give yourself 6 to 18 months at least. I've DIY'd
it's
our
a long
unit, so I
time,
managed
yeah.
to save ourselves a lot of cost. But the trade-off was that I was at least sort of 8 weeks in building our current unit that we're in just now. So plumbing, electrics, ventilation, getting the flow right. Yeah, it's definitely, you can't just kind of dream something up and it's on a shelf in 4 weeks, like a lot of people seem to think.
What about environment? All your packaging looks amazing, but is it recyclable?
Yeah, definitely. So for us, so the company logo, sustainability has always been a huge part of our brand. So the site is powered on renewables. I know that's not a packaging question, but I always like dropping it in there. Yeah, we've worked hard to get kind of paper tape as well. That's been a bit of a struggle. And yeah, you're always learning in packaging as well. Ideally, we'd have printed cans. That's the most kind of environmentally friendly way to do it. But at the moment, a lot of our accounts who stock us do have, I guess, they understand the responsibility to recycle as well. Ultimately, aluminium is far, far better than glass, not only in weight and distribution of it, but yeah, just where it actually comes from, where are the air miles on it, how much energy is needed to recycle it. So cans are the way forward, but yeah, almost everything that we've tried to do is infinitely recyclable. The label on the can is our kind of last challenge.
Right now, our team is working on a plastic-free living project. So we're trying to come up with a solution to help industry and society to live without using plastic. It's a very big problem to tackle, but it's what I personally is really passionate about. And I always curious how other people feel about the issue. Have you been considering like doing plastic-free living, or how would you feel if you would have an option to buy something more expensive but without plastic, or cheaper option in supermarket?
Sorry, can you say the question again?
Well, basically, for example, if you're buying the same product, I don't know, soda, and you can use it, you can buy it from plastic for £1, or in aluminium for £2. What would be your choice?
What goes without saying, yeah, we definitely go for the aluminium every single time.
Right.
What I would say though is that the market research actually goes against that. So definitely in 2019 alone, unfortunately, PET plastic sales in soft drinks skyrocketed. So it's great to see that sustainability is becoming a huge part of everyone's sort of vocabulary, but sales suggest otherwise, which is a real shame. And in fact, we've tried various other sort of sustainable packaging programs. We were one of the first companies in the whole of the UK, if not Scotland, to get these turtle food 6-pack rings. And although the social media following was huge on it, and a lot of people were interested, we never really got the project off the ground. I think just because ultimately the worst thing about plastic is that it's light, it's cheap, and it's very, very convenient. So I don't want to be a downer on it, but until there's a lot more innovation done in definitely the food and drink sector, to bring those prices down and to make the accessibility much easier, I think that's when we really can make a desired impact, which would be fantastic. It's definitely one that we're 100% rooting for as well. But yeah, it's definitely not easier.
Okay, so you saw some market researches on this topic in terms of okay, could you share with me the names of those research? I would love to see. Cool, interesting. Also, Gregor, I was wondering how much time and efforts do you put into this your project? Is it like big part of your life, or it's something you're doing part-time and you have your main job at the same time?
So it's 150% of what I do. It's everything. Yeah, so I've cut it down to 6 days a week, but I've always been in the drink industry, and flavour has always been a huge, huge passion of mine. So yeah, and now we're finally actually able to grow the business considerably. It's funny how you find an extra gear. So yeah, we're moving in a really exciting direction. So unfortunately, I should actually take more time off, but yeah, we're at a really exciting stage right now about growing our Scottish brand around the world. So yeah, time, if there was more days and hours in the week, that'd be fantastic.
When I speak to entrepreneurs, all of them say that time is the main resource we all have, and our time is cost so much. So sometimes, I don't know how about you, but when I'm planning my holidays, for example, I haven't been on holiday for a year and a half, and I'm planning now my holidays, and it's in my mind, it's just like, why I'm going on holidays if I can work those times? And I was like, you should go on holidays, like then the time to go. It's just 6 days, you should. And I was like, should I do you
It's
have
the
the
worst
same,
thing I think about
right?
having your own company is that you beat yourself up. Yeah, as soon as you're actually enjoying a moment at a weekend, then your head does switch to something that you should have done last week, need to do next week, or yeah, it's the worst part of it. But also I would say, I mean, yeah, I'm not huge on holidays as well, but I'll be looking to take a little week off in September. I think actually one thing that I have noticed as well, and just very recently in the last kind of year or so, was actually when you take a little break, it really just the effect that it's got on your creativity and energy, positivity is fantastic. So
Maybe I should try.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a go in September. I'll let you know how we get on.
Okay, we'll see. I'm going on holidays also in September, so we can catch up after and see how did it go. In terms of support you have for your business, how big is your team at the moment? Is your family supporting you? Do you feel this support from different accelerators? We both in RBS accelerator. What about all this government support you probably getting or could get?
So yeah, we're standing on our own 2 feet at the moment.
Well done.
I do think that, you know, we access the bounce back loan just as a little nest egg. So yeah, we're very much ready for whether there's a second, third, or fifth wave. But yeah, as far as the support that's around us, I mean, yeah, the first whack that went to rates was obviously fantastic, and a huge sigh of relief came from all around the team. But yeah, as you know as well, we're on this RBS accelerator together. I still haven't learned how to get the most out of it, which is hard when you're manufacturing. You know that having an office day for me is a bit of a treat. So I'm maybe not making the most of it. But yeah, we've recently just connected with the Glasgow's Chamber of Commerce as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got a fantastic amount of resources. And again, just building the network. I'm sure you're the same, Anna, as well, is that the benefit of these RBS kind of accelerators is meeting people face to face and building that network.
I would say
yeah.
One-to-one, not face-to-face. I mean, everything is online and it's very annoying. Before I used to be like such a skeptic in terms of networking events. I was like always, I don't want to go. It's just a lot of talking, small talks, people. Now I'm missing it. I wanna go to those networking events, drink wine, eat some crappy food, and chat to people about businesses, because it's basically what keep all us going. Basically, this opportunity to share experience, opportunity to kind of tell what is going on with your business, hear the same problems from other entrepreneurs, and it's kind of such a support which I think we're all missing at the moment. And it's basically what we're trying to do on these YouTube interviews is kind of connect with other entrepreneurs and share journeys and show people that it's not the end. Lockdown will be over. Everything will be okay. And business is basically what is designing future for all our society. So keep going, guys. Keep going.
Yeah, good on you.
Do you feel business is a big part of our day-to-day life. Do you feel you have time for your family, for your friends, and do you feel that you live in whole life when you're doing entrepreneurship, or you would prefer to do office hours and more work-life balanced life?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely neglected a lot of the family life and social life. Yeah, so I mean that is a cost. It depends how driven you are. You know, if you've got a job to do, sometimes it's easy to run away to a social event. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question accurately. Yeah, there's definitely I haven't done it well. I'm trying to learn it. You know, I think the first 2 years you're just completely overwhelmed with work, and there's a million and one things to do at all times, and it just completely consumes you. So yeah, I've learned lessons the hard way in how to kind of keep, or at least maybe timetable friends and family and make time for them. You know what it's like that you can fill up your working week quite comfortably with business meetings, but what I'm trying to do is also fill my timetable in with family meetings as well. So yeah, we're getting there bit by bit. I mean, yeah, it's harsh when you say it out loud, but I do think it's unfortunately, but for me in manufacturing, it has been a huge sacrifice that I've had to make. You know, hopefully we can just get the business to a stage that will be worth it. Every member of staff that we seem to hire does tend to save me an extra 10 hours a week. So yeah, when we get up to sort of 10 members of staff, I'm sure I'll have a lot more, potentially theoretically a lot more time to hang out at weekends.
With anyone whom I talk in, any entrepreneurs say the same, but to be honest, what I see, they just work more and more every time. So just like when you're given away some part of your job description, more stuff coming your way anyway. So it's all about getting there and getting bigger and growing your business. So I don't know how we can stop. It's like kind of a drug. So what you can do. Gregor, we move into the second part, and I'm going to ask you, we call it Blitz part. Then I'm going to ask you 5 questions. I would appreciate if you can answer as short as possible, maybe 1-2 words or short sentence. And
okay. Quick fire.
Yay! First question is, what does entrepreneurship mean for you?
Struggle / determination.
Okay. What is the most important in life?
The most important thing?
Yes, in life.
Love.
Oh, nice. What about your favorite flavor of your soda?
Of my own drinks? Oh, that's biased. Strawberry. Yeah, we've just done strawberry. It's fantastic.
It's mine as well. It's mine as well.
Good.
How do you see yourself in 5 years?
On the west coast of Scotland. Close
doing
to
what?
the sea.
Doing what?
No idea. No idea right now. Who knows?
Okay. And do you have does entrepreneurship big in your family? Do you have any entrepreneurial relatives like mom, dad, anyone?
No, not really actually. Yeah. Sorry, are we still
No?
quick fire round? Yeah, no.
Yes. Okay, interesting. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us today. And it was an interview with a Scottish entrepreneur, the founder of, can you say the name of your company?
Rapscallion Soda.
Yay! And please subscribe to Rapscallion Soda social media accounts, which is?
So Rapscallion_Soda for Instagram. And just type in Rapscallion to Facebook, you'll get it.
Perfect. And please check Glasgow region bars and restaurants, and check Gregor's amazing Rapscallion Soda.